Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. Today we're going to have a look at the EL3000 SC70 made by BRAVA, which is a commercial lever set quality, BRAVA, which is the brand, Metro lever set, commercial quality, part number EL3000 SC, function is entrance set, finish is satin chrome, or silver as we all call it, or dull silver. Back set is 70mm, but you can get adjustments, and we do sell the 70, 60 and 127 latches. The door thickness for this particular lock is 35 to 45mm. Okay, so that takes all the bits and pieces off. Let's have a look at this one. So this one here is the EL3000 SC. So this one here, I wasn't expecting it to be a knob lever, but it is. So we have a knob lever with an entrance function. Okay, from the outside you have a knob. From the inside you have a lever. When you pull, if the button is pushed in and you pull the lever down, it pops out. So it's good for emergency exits, retirement homes where they like to use a lever on the inside. Getting out is the most important thing, especially if it's a fire exit. Locking the lock yourself, you're simply pushing that button and it's locked. Quite a firm push on that to get it to lock. From the outside, you would simply just use your key. You'd simply just put the key in like so and rotate it, and bang, it's out. If it is locked and you'll go up to the door and you want to get out, you don't have to worry about any keys, just grab the handle, bang, you're out. Okay, so it's a 6-pin cylinder, PD cylinder, BRAVA keys. The keying is on the back of the key number, so that's good if you wish to record the code and get a key cut to code later on. The latch itself is a 70mm latch, and what that means is that when I attach this latch to this lock body, from the center point here to the edge of the door is going to be 70mm. You can select or buy an extra latch for 60mm, so if you have a pre-existing hole in your door, you don't have to go re-drill another hole and end up with like a little moon-shaped cutout. You can put it back in the same spot. There's 3 configurations for this particular type of standard lock. Well, for standard locks, knob sets, there's 3 standard configurations that we use in Australia. The first one is 60mm back set, next one is 70mm back set, and the third one is 127mm back set. So remember, you're always measuring from the edge of the door to the center, so that would be the way to find out which one you need. If you have a hole in the door, measure from the center of the hole to the edge of the door, use a ruler, and that will tell you what back set you need. The hole for this is a 52mm hole. The latch you would need to drill this way, you would need a 24 or 25mm spade bit or speed board to do that with. Okay, this is a striker keeper. If you're putting it into a wooden frame, you could recess that into underneath the striker, and that would go through just like so. The reason you're seeing this white here is because it's actually got a protective coating on it. If you flip it over, you'll see it's made of 2mm stainless plate, and it's an extremely strong striker plate. Really nice striker. You've got some screws in with the kit right here. You've got 2 small screws here with a bit of a wooden thread and then a metal thread. 2 are used for your latch. You've got another 2 are used for your striker plate. You've got some little tiny wooden screws here with a button head on them. They are used for the backing plate. And you've got some metal thread golden screws here. They are used to clamp the backing plate and the lock body together to squeeze it onto the door. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. If you get your lock and you find that the key orientation is up the wrong way, like so, what you need to do is you need to put the key in. There's a funny little tool that is always included with the lock, which looks like that. I don't use them, they just bend out of shape. What you need to do is use that to remove the knob to put the orientation of the lock cylinder in the correct orientation, and the correct orientation would be grooves facing the sky. The reason we do this is because inside this cylinder there's 2 lots of pins and springs, and when the key goes in they move, and if those springs start getting slack in those springs, the pins will not be able to be pushed up to the correct height to work the key. So by putting it up the correct way, even if you do have some dodgy springs or collapsed springs, it's still going to have gravity in its favor and it's still going to work. So you're going to get more longevity with putting the key in the correct orientation. Plus, a lot of people are used to putting in the key in such a manner where the grooves are facing the sky. Not all locks do, but most locks do, and it's better finish. So I've put the key in. I'm rotating the knob now to the position where I can see the knob retainer key. I turn my key a quarter of a turn or half a turn till I can push that knob in. Okay, then I basically pull it apart, pull the cylinder out, pull it apart like so, rotate the knob to the correct position I want, which is this way with the key going out now, push the key in about halfway so I can keep the cylinder where I want it, line it up with the knob, give the key a little wiggle, that'll wiggle the cylinder, that way the cylinder can slide through this channel here into the correct position. And I just come along, push it in a little bit, push my cylinder in a little bit, give it a bit of a turn, move the knob to the spot where you can see the drop-in key, give the cylinder a little bit of a turn, and depress that button again, and then give the key a little turn again, and we should be sliding in. You should hear a click. After that, give it a real good strong solid pull to make sure that little retaining clip has dropped in. The back of the lock is pretty much the same. Come along with the tool, push in the button, you can remove the lever handle. Then you can remove the fixing plate, and this is where the action happens to put the lock back together. You remove them. I simply just put one finger in here and just pull it apart like so. On the back is the locating lunk, which goes under this locating lip here. So you would start off by putting it in like so, and then coming through on the front. On the one side here you have like a spring type clip, that's to hold it on and in place as well. Now those two screws that I spoke about before, the two big long metal screws go here. They're used to attach it to the lock body. They do all the clamping and the squeezing here and here. This one here and here are the two little golden wooden screws with the button head on the top. You can put them in top and bottom if you wish to have that extra anti-rotational screw bit. Honestly, most people don't do it. The lock itself is adjustable by spinning this collar at the front forwards and backwards, collar or rose, whichever you want to call. Where you would want the latch to be, you would want the latch to be quite centered, not too much to the back, because you don't want it to come off or give up. You've got up to, they say, 45mm of door, which is the actual door thickness, so, you know, so big. You know, I think you might get away with a mil here or there. The minimum is 35. This lock does not work on anything thinner than 35. So if you've got a 32mm door, you're going to need to use some spacer rings to actually pack it out to give the actual footprint more meat. Otherwise, it's not going to really work too well. Once you've got your lock together, you come through, you line up that locating lunk at the back. Very simple. And then you just give it a little push like so. Once you've got that faceplate on, you come through with your handle, and it's pretty straightforward. Push in the little retainer. Okay, with the door open, give it a few tests to make sure that you've got everything lined up, and after that you should be good to go. Key in the right orientation, and that's it. Alright, so that was looking at the EL3000 SC BRAVA commercial grade quality Metro lever set, available from drlock.com.au. Just click on store and it will be there. I'll leave a link down in the description. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and thanks for watching.